welcome back to my channel. I am super excited because today we are going to take a look at Act 1, Scene 1. In the videos that are to come, I'm going to be going approximately scene by scene. Feel free to leave a comment below, and of course, don't forget to subscribe. Alright, Act 1, Scene 1 of Shakespeare's Hamlet. Who's there? Bernardo first asks. Nay, answer me, says Francisco. Stand and unfold yourself. Now, if you're just reading the beginning of this play, maybe that won't have the same kind of impact as if you're watching the play. But this is actually the perfect beginning to Hamlet. It's spooky, it's jumpy, somebody says who's there. Now, the thing is, it's the wrong person who says who's there. Took me a long time to realize this, but Francisco is the one who's actually on the watch, and Bernardo is the one who is coming in. So Francisco really should be the one who says who's there. He is the guard on duty after all. So let me just briefly illustrate. Okay, so imagine for a second that this is Francisco, right? He's on guard, that's why he has his little gun. And then, dun dun dun, here comes Bernardo. Now, who should be the one who says who's there? I think it should be this one. He's actually on guard, but that's not what happens. As you guys know from having read the play, it is actually Bernardo who comes in who says who's there. So automatically, this whole question of identity doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Okay, after this, Horatio and Marcellus join Bernardo. Francisco is out of there. It's been a creepy night, freaky couple of nights with the ghost appearing. So Marcellus and Horatio come up. Horatio is not actually a guard, but he is there because he is supposed to verify what the guards have seen. They've seen a ghost for 2 nights in a row, and Horatio has not been there. He's just a friend of Hamlet's who's back visiting for the funeral of Hamlet's father and the remarriage of his mother. So my question is, why are people believing the guards? Is it because they're lower class? Or is it some other reason? I feel like if I have guards around the castle, I want them to be trustworthy myself, even if they're saying crazy things like that they see a ghost. Now, in Shakespeare's day, there actually was not this same level of skepticism about ghosts that Horatio seems to be showing. Horatio doesn't think that they saw a ghost, no such thing as ghosts, and that's how most modern audiences would generally approach this scene. But back in Shakespeare's day, the question was not whether there was a ghost or not. The question was more likely to be, what kind of ghost are you dealing with? Is this a friendly ghost? Is this an angry ghost? Do you need to do something to make it go away or put it to rest? So in this play, when the ghost actually appears to Horatio, he can verify that the guards are not just crazy and out of their minds. Okay, when the ghost appears the first time, the guards start saying, talk to it, Horatio, talk to it. And again, my thought is it because he's an upper class person? I credit my friend Jamie for writing a note in her version of Hamlet, which I have now, that says, did Horatio take a ghost talking class or something like that, that they all want him to be the one who talks to the ghost and has the right things to say? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say if a ghost is there. How are you supposed to start up that conversation? It's extremely awkward. In any case, the ghost obviously doesn't say anything. The ghost leaves, and the guards are looking at Horatio going, yeah, see, we told you what was true, and you shouldn't have doubted us. And Horatio says, yes, this is the ghost of Hamlet's father, because of a couple of things. He says, such was the very armor he had on when he, the ambitious Norway, combated. Now, is there a museum for that armor or something? We find out in Act 5, Scene 1, that Hamlet Sr. fought and killed the King of Norway back 30 years ago. So it's possible that Horatio is just an older man, but he also goes to school with Hamlet. So unless he's taken some of those later education classes, I don't know what the deal is there, but Horatio says, such was the very armor that he had on. He recognizes the armor, and he says, so frowned he once when he fought against the Polak, the Polish people. Now, I don't know why, but in Hamlet, everybody seems to dislike the Polish people. They never explain why. But Norway, Denmark, for no reason that is stated in the play, really dislike the Polish people. So please forgive me if you are a Polish person watching this. I have nothing against the Poles, but apparently everybody in Hamlet does for some reason, which honestly it's funny more than anything else. It's so nonsensical in a way. So at this point, it's Marcellus. I have the Hamlet here if you're wondering why I keep looking down. Marcellus is the one who says, all right, so there's a ghost that's appeared, right? Maybe there's a reason that the ghost has appeared. It seems like a random shift in conversation, but he starts talking about all of the apparent war preparations that Denmark has been making that nobody's told the guards anything about. They keep making cannons and ships and all these things. And so Marcellus basically is asking Horatio, do you know what the deal is with all these war preparations? Could the ghost's appearance have anything to do with those? Is war brewing? If so, we are literally guards and we need to know. Happily, Horatio does know, and so he's able to tell them what the story is. So I'm going to illustrate this for you really quickly. I think it makes it a little bit clearer. If it doesn't, oh well. I'm a visual person myself, so here it goes. Okay, so here is the story that Horatio tells the guards. Essentially, we have Hamlet Sr., who is the king of Denmark, and then there's Fortinbras Sr., who's the king of Norway. 30 years ago, these two had a dispute. Hamlet Sr. killed Fortinbras Sr. and took all of his lands. Now, Fortinbras had a child named Fortinbras Jr. He was named after his father. Fortinbras Jr. wants to get the lands back that Hamlet Sr. took. So he is planning on raising an army and attacking. Now, Hamlet Sr., as you all know, has a child who is named, that looks like money. That's not what I mean. Named Hamlet Jr., who is our protagonist of the story. Fortinbras is going to attack the current Denmark and take their lands. As you know, before the story began, Hamlet Sr. was also killed. So, as you can see, Hamlet Jr. and Fortinbras Jr. find themselves in really similar situations. Both of them had fathers that they were named after, who are kings of different countries, and both of them are going to have to do something to avenge those deaths. So Fortinbras Jr. and Hamlet Jr. are the first set of parallel characters that we see. Okay, so I see a couple of things in this diagram. One, foils are a big deal. We need to keep an eye on all of those parallel characters that are supposed to mirror Hamlet. So Fortinbras Jr. is the first one that we see that has kind of a parallel story to the one that Hamlet has. Later on we'll see Laertes and arguably Ophelia and even Claudius as foils for Hamlet as well, but that's down the road. The second thing I'm wondering is why don't the guards know that there is war brewing? Horatio knows. You know, he's not even really that involved. Is Claudius dropping the ball? He is the king now. He's responsible for the communication, I would think. In any case, the guards know now that war is probably brewing with Denmark, and then the ghost appears once again. Now, at this point, Horatio gives 3 guesses for why the ghost might be there. Can I put you to rest in any way? Can I right any wrong? Is there something that you'd like to tell us about your country's fate that we could avoid a catastrophe if we knew? If so, tell us. And, you know, if you have some treasure that you want somebody to find. That one kind of cracks me up. Horatio grasping at straws and really hoping for some buried treasure, apparently. Of course, the ghost doesn't say a thing and leaves once again. At that point, there's this discussion about why the ghost left. There's this rooster that crows, and immediately he goes, like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons, is the way that they put it. And it's common knowledge at the time that with the coming of the dawn, or with the crowing of the rooster to signal the dawn, that all evil spirits and ghosts have to go back to where they came from. Now, this is the first time that we hear the possibility that this ghost might actually be an evil entity instead. And I find that an intriguing possibility, and so have a lot of scholars. I tend to be of the opinion that the ghost is actually the ghost of Hamlet's father, but throughout the play there are all these hints that are meant to make us feel unstable and not sure whether or not the ghost is actually the ghost, but could be a demon or something like that. And then at the end of the scene, they take some action, both the guards and Horatio, and they think, if the ghost won't talk to us about why he's here, maybe he'll talk to his son, Hamlet. Cue credits, because of course there's Hamlet, our main character. We know he's going to appear in the next scene. So that's all I have for you. No, well, that's a lie. I have a lot to say about Hamlet, but I figure you probably don't want to watch an hour-long video about each scene in Hamlet because you have other things to do with your life. Stay tuned. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and comment, like this if you like it. And every Monday I will be putting out new videos in this series, again going scene by scene. So I hope to see you soon.